Assalamu alaikum dear friends and students. Today we will discuss the chemistry of other carboxylic acid derivatives such as the acid chloride, acid anhydride, ester, amide and nitrile. So these are the topics that we are going to cover. So let us begin our lecture with the first carboxylic acid derivative, the acyl chlorides, which is also called the acid chlorides. And this is the most reactive acid carboxylic acid derivatives. How could we synthesize this acid chloride? We may convert the carboxylic acid into the acid chloride using these reagents: thionyl chloride, the oxalyl chloride, phosphorus trichloride, or phosphorus pentachloride. We may use any of these four reagents to convert this carboxylic acid into this acid chloride. This OH group will be replaced and the chlorine group will be attached. So now let us discuss the reactions of acid chlorides. As we know that nucleophilic acyl substitution reaction may easily occur on the acid chloride because acid chlorides are very reactive in nature. So if we simply add water to the acid chloride, the carboxylic acid will be formed because this chlorine has extremely good leaving tendency. So this carboxylic acid may be formed by adding water to acid chloride. And the mechanism is also very simple. The nucleophilic attack of water to this carbonyl carbon and the formation of this tetrahedral intermediate and intramolecular proton shifting will give us this intermediate, and then this hydroxys lone pair will expel the chlorine group out of the system, which will deprotonate this to have this carboxylic acid group formed from the acid chloride. And this is not the only reaction of the acid chloride. In fact, we may use many nucleophiles to convert the acid chloride into the corresponding compound. For example, if we use the alcohol uh, in replacement of water, then the reaction will give us the ester starting from the acid chloride, because the mechanism is also again the same. This time we will not show the attack of the water molecule but the attack of the alcohol. If we use the amine, whether it's primary or secondary, we may have the amide form. And if we treat this acid chloride with the carboxylate salt, we have the acid anhydride form. So since acid chlorides are extremely reactive carboxylic acid derivative, so they react with almost many nucleophiles to have different products formed. Now let us discuss a relatively less stable, less reactive carboxylic acid derivative, which is called the carboxylic acid anhydride with respect to the acid chloride. However, still it is even more reactive than the ester and the amide. Now discuss the synthesis. When we discuss synthesis, we definitely know that it may be formed from the carboxylic acid and the carboxylic acid chloride in the basic medium to have this mixed anhydride form. The mechanism of this reaction we have discussed when we were discussing the reaction of the carboxylic acid. We may also form the acid anhydride from the diacid if we have the two carboxylic groups oriented in a manner that the water molecule may be removed. So it will occur like succinic acid. Upon treating at high temperature will give us the succinic anhydride, so as the phthalic acid. Now let us discuss the reactions of carboxylic acid anhydrides. You could see if you simply add water under slightly acidic condition, this CO bond will cleave and we will have the carboxylic acid group formed. So mechanism, the first step is the protonation of this acid anhydride to have further reactive carbonyl carbon, and then the water serving as a nucleophile will attack to this activated carbonyl carbon to have this intermediate, and then upon proton shifting we will have this intermediate, this H will come here, and then this oxygen's lone pair will expel this group out of the system, and we have the carboxylic group formed from this site, and this protonated carboxylic acid will be deprotonated with the water that has been just formed to have another molecule of carboxylic acid. So we have overall got the 2 moles of carboxylic acid from the 1 mole of acid anhydride. And depending upon the nature of R and R prime, we may have the variety of carboxylic acid formed. Well, if we treat with different nucleophiles, we have the different product form. This is the same as we discussed for the case of the acid chloride. So if we treat the alcohol with the acid anhydride, we have the ester formed. And if we treat the amine with the acid anhydride, we have the amide formed. And remember, the other product will be the carboxylic acid or the carboxylate salt, but we are interested in the first product. So treating alcohol with the anhydride will give the ester. Treating amine with anhydride will give us the amide. Now let us discuss the chemistry of ester. So the synthesis of ester is very common when we treat the carboxylic acid and alcohol under acidic condition. We have the ester formed. This process is called the esterification process, and this is acid catalyzed reaction. And we have already discussed the mechanism when we were discussing the reactions of carboxylic acids, that the first step will be the protonation of this carboxylic acid, and then the alcohol will attack to this carbonyl carbon, and after the proton shifting and expulsion of the water molecule, we will have the final desired product, that is the ester. Now let us take further cases that the ester is not the only way, only formed from the carboxylic acid and the alcohol. We may have also the reaction of acid chloride and alcohol to have the ester. For example, if we have the benzoyl chloride, when reacted with ethanol, we have this chlorine group replaced and OE2 group has been added. So this is also the ester, and the role of pyridine is to abstract the proton from the ethanol in general sense. Otherwise, if we consider in depth, and the mechanism is very different. First of all, this pyridine will attack to this carbon, and we will have the chlorine replaced, and then this ethanol will attack to this carbonyl carbon, and then the pyridine will again be serving as a leaving group. So we are not going to discuss the mechanism at this stage, but this is the general reaction to have. This is the reaction to have the ester formed from the acid chloride using the alcohol. We may also make the ester when we treat the acidic anhydride and the alcohol. For example, in this specific case, this is the acidic anhydride, this is the alcohol, benzyl alcohol. So this OH has added here, and this group has left. So we have this benzyl acetate, this ester formed. Now let us discuss the reactions of esters. We have the hydrolysis of ester to have the carboxylic acid formed. We have both acid catalyzed and base catalyzed. First, we discuss the acid catalyzed hydrolysis. The mechanism seems to be very easy. The first step is the protonation of this carbonyl oxygen to have this protonated ester, and then the attack of the water molecule to this carbonyl carbon to have this tetrahedral intermediate, and with the proton shifting, this H group will be added to this OR group, because we are going to make this OR a good living group. And in the next step, with the lone pairs help, this alcohol will leave the system, and we have this protonated carboxylic acid, which will be deprotonated with the water molecule which has been just formed to have the carboxylic acid form. So this is a very simple and very smooth mechanism. We have been discussing similar mechanism several times. Now also consider the base catalyzed hydrolysis of carboxylic acid, and that gives us the carboxylate salt, and then upon the acidic workup we may have the carboxylic acid. And remember this step, and this base catalyzed hydrolysis of carboxylic acid is called the saponification. The word saponification means soap forming. So in this is the way we made the soap. If this R is a long chain, long carbon chain, sorry, this R is a long carbon chain. So this is the general formula of the soap, because soap is a long chain salt of the fatty acid. So mechanism is very simple. This time we have no protons, so no protonation will occur. Rather, the hydroxide will serve as a nucleophile, will attack this electrophilic carbon, and we have this tetrahedral intermediate. We have discussed such reactions many times. And then the oxyanion will expel this OR group out of the system as an alkoxide to have this carboxylic group form. But remember, this is a base catalyzed step. So reaction will not stop here, but at the carboxylate salt level, because this alkoxide that has been just produced will abstract the carboxylic acid to have the alcohol and the carboxylate salt. So this is the product of the first step. However, when we add the acid in the second step, that is called the workup, this carboxylate salt may give us the carboxylic acid. So you could compare this hydrolysis of ester with the acid catalyzed one. We have different mechanism, but the product is same. In the acid catalyzed hydrolysis of ester, we have the alcohol removed because it was protonated prior to leaf. But in base catalyzed, we have alkoxide removed, which protonates from the carboxylic acid to have the alcohol. Now let us discuss the chemistry of amides. Amides are least reactive carboxylic acid derivatives, and for the synthesis of amide, we have different methods, because we know when acid chlorides, which is very much reactive, and acid anhydride is also reactive, second in ranking, then ester. So we have the acid chloride, acid anhydride, and ester used for the formation of the amide. We may also use the carboxylic acid, which we will discuss. So let us start in stepwise. So from the acid chloride, and we know that acid chloride is very reactive. So just simply treating the amine with the acid chloride will give us the amide. So we have used the two equivalent because the first equivalent will attack here and we have the amide formed, but the chlorine which has been replaced will form the HCl from this H. But you know that this HCl, being acidic in nature, we will form the salt with the amine present to have this dialkyl ammonium chloride in this for this particular case. We may also form the amide from the carboxylic acid anhydride, and similar reaction, only difference is the starting material. Initially in the last reaction we used the acid chloride, this time we have used the acid anhydride, and we have the 2 moles of dialkylamine to have this secondary amide, and we may also use the primary amine to have this primary amide. Here you could see that this is the ester, but this is the this is the anhydride, but this is the cyclic anhydride, and we use the two equivalents of ammonia. So overall we have the replacement of central oxygen with these, and we have the replacement of this O with the N, and we have the breakage of this bond, which upon workup will give us this compound which is called thalamic acid. So this is the synthesis of the amide from the anhydride as we discussed. Well, when thalamic acid has formed at high temperature, again this nitrogen of this amide may attack here, and overall we have this cyclic amide formed from this species and water as a byproduct. So this is called the imide. From the ester, we may also form the amide simply by treating the amine with the ester to have the amide. Let's take this particular example. We have this methyl benzoate as the starting material and methylamine as the nucleophile to have this N-methyl amide formed. Now, this is interesting because carboxylic acid is not reactive, and even we do not have a leaving group attached to the carboxylic acid that may be replaced with the amine. For example, when we discuss the reaction of acid chloride with amine, we simply replace the with the chlorine. With the anhydride, for the anhydride, we replace with the acyl oxy group, and for the ester we replace with the OR group, alkoxy group. But here we cannot replace this OH group with the NH2 group because this has a very poor leaving tendency. However, when we treat this ammonia with the carboxylic acid, the first step is the salt formation, and at high pressure, at high temperature, we may form this amide. But as we have discussed, with this OH has the very poor leaving tendency, and this oxyanion is obviously further poor. This is the worst condition to have this leaving tendency. So overall, this reaction is not a good reaction. So what to do? How to make the amide from the carboxylic acid? Obviously, if we convert this OH group to something that it becomes a good leaving group, then we may solve our problem, because in acid chloride, in acid anhydride, or in ester, we have the advantage of the good leaving group, as we have the chlorine in the acid chloride, acyl oxy in the acid anhydride, and alkoxy in the ester. So we may convert this OH with a good leaving group. If we may convert, then the reaction will occur. So the remedy is to use a coupling agent uh, prior to the attack of the amine to have the amide formed. So this coupling agent, what will it do? It will couple with this OH group to make this OH group a good leaving group. We have two very common coupling agents used. One is called a dicyclohexyl carbodiamide, DCC in short. The other is called the carbonyl diimidazole, CDI in short. We have discussed the mechanism of the formation of amide from the carboxylic acid using the coupling agent when we were discussing the chemistry of carboxylic acid, whose link will be provided to you in the description. Now, let's discuss the reactions of amides. Again, we have the acid catalyzed hydrolysis and the base catalyzed hydrolysis. So let us discuss both. The first step in the acid catalyzed hydrolysis, whether it is the acid catalyzed hydrolysis of the ester or the nitrile or the amide, it has always been the protonation of the carbonyl to have this protonated analog. Then the water will attack to this carbonyl carbon, and we have this intermediate, and then there will be the proton shifting to have this intermediate, and then this NH3 group will leave the system, and because of the pushing of the electrons from this oxygen. And remember, the step of the proton shifting, this occurs because this NH2 group is going to be made a good leaving group. So once it has become a good leaving group, that is NH3 positive, it will leave as ammonia gas, and this we are just one step short to our product, that this ammonia that has been just formed deprotonate this protonated carboxylic acid to afford the final product, which is called the carboxylic acid. Now let us discuss the base catalyzed hydrolysis. And in the base catalyzed hydrolysis, we have basically the salt formed of the carboxylic acid, and then upon the acidic workup, we may convert this carboxylate into the carboxylic acid. The mechanism is very straightforward. The nucleophilic attack of the hydroxide to the carbonyl carbon to have this tetrahedral intermediate, and here this oxyanion will push the NH2 group leave the system as an amide ion, a NH2 negative. And remember, this NH2 is not a good leaving group, but still it will leave because we have no more other options, because this oxyanion cannot make this hydroxy group leave or this alkyl group leave. So if we compare the leaving tendency of alkyl, hydroxy, and NH2, so it is relatively the better leaving tendency as compared to the other two. That is why this reaction will occur. And then this amide which has been just formed will abstract the proton from the carboxylic acid to have the carboxylate salt and ammonia, because this is the base catalyzed mechanism. So we have our salt formed, and then we may add the acid to have the carboxylic acid formed. One more reactions for the amides, the dehydration. And remember, the dehydration of amides give us the nitrile, because nitrile, this is called nitrile, RC triple bond N. Nitrile and amide, they are uh, same compound, with the only difference is of the water molecule. When nitrile is hydrated, it becomes an amide, and when amide is dehydrated, it becomes a nitrile. So to dehydrate the amide, we have to use a dehydrating agent such as the dimer of diphosphorus pentoxide or this acetic anhydride. This is the formula of the acetic anhydride, and this P4O10 is basically a dimer of P2O5. P2O5 is called the phosphorus diphosphorus pentoxide. So when we take 2 diphosphorus pentoxide, it becomes tetraphosphorus digoxide. So anyways, whatever the drying and dehydrating agent you choose, we have the water molecule removed, and we have the nitrile group formed. And remember, this nitrile has a very good application, because this is a useful synthetic method for preparing nitrile that are not available by nucleophilic substitution reactions between the haloalkanes and the cyanidine. What does it mean? We will discuss after one more slide. So here you could see this amide has dehydrated the oxygen from this carbonyl oxygen, and the two hydrogen from this amide. So the water molecule will leave, and we have C triple bond N as the final product. Here we take some example to discuss the case that we were discussing, why this reaction is very important. Suppose we want to make this compound. This is pentane nitrile. So you must be thinking that if we simply use the alkyl bromide and show the attack of the cyanide to this carbon, this will be a simply binuclear SN2 substitution reaction, because the cyanide will attack here to this carbon, alpha carbon, and this bromine will depart to have this product formed. Yes, this is a very straightforward reaction, and yes, it will happen because this is the primary alkyl halide, and there is no problem of for the cyanide to attack to this carbon. However, consider this case. Here, if we think that if it were the bromine here and we showed the attack of the cyanide to this carbon to make the bromine go to have this product formed, but this will not happen because no SN2 reaction can occur on the tertiary haloalkane. This tertiary alkyl halide cannot afford the SN2 substitution reaction. And even we cannot have the SN1 reaction here, because if we have the acidic condition, this cyanide will be no more cyanide, it will be HCN, and then it may also be hydrolyzed. So what to do, how to make this compound? Remember, we have just discussed um, we have just discussed a way to convert the amide into the nitrile by dehydration. So taking advantage of that strategy, now let us design the strategy. Suppose we take this tertiary haloalkane and we just convert this into the Grignard reagent. So this bromine and carbon will have the magnesium between these two atoms. So this carbon will become nucleophilic, and then this will be carboxylated with the carbon dioxide to have the carboxylic group added in the replacement of the bromine. And now you know that this bromine and this carboxylic acid, when treated with thionyl chloride SOCl2 or oxalyl chloride or PCl3 or PCl5, it will convert into the acid halide Cl, and then the entry of the ammonia with the departure of the chlorine will give us the amide in a simple substitution reaction. And you know that you have just learned, if we treat this amide with a dehydrating agent such as the dimer of diphosphorus pentoxide, we will have the nitrile form. So see how we converted this tertiary alkyl halide into this group, the replacement of bromine to cyano. This was not possible by simple attack of the cyanide to this carbon to have this product, because this is the tertiary carbon center, not the primary or secondary carbon center. Now let's discuss the chemistry of nitriles. And in the synthesis of nitrile, we have the same reaction that we discussed for the reaction of amide. That is, if we dehydrate the amide, we will get the nitrile. So we are not going to discuss further, as we have already discussed under the heading of amide. Now let's discuss the reactions of nitriles. So again, the hydrolysis of nitrile, and we have the both versions, the acidic version and the basic version of the hydrolysis. So let's begin with the acid version of the acid catalyzed version. And we have this nitrile where it hydrolyzes, we have the carboxylic acid formed. So in the mechanism, the first step will be the protonation of this nitric nitrogen to have this protonated nitrile, which have the delocalization. This pi bond may move here to have the carbon positively charged. So both are the resonating forms, and we know that this one, the first one, is better resonating form because it is fulfilling the octet rule. But the second resonating form, in the second resonating form, this carbon, the central carbon, is not the octet, rather it has the sextet. Anyways, the alcohol attacks to this electron deficient carbon, whether it attacks here or attacks to this carbon, it makes no difference. And we have this this intermediate formed here. This water will abstract the proton from this species to have this intermediate form, and then this intermediate will immediately protonate from this hydrogen to have this iminium ion formed. And remember, this we may also have saved the step by just simply showing the proton transfer from this oxygen to this nitrogen. This H may also come here to this nitrogen to have this iminium ion formed. And here, this oxygen's lone pair will make the CO double bond. As a result, this C double bond N will be broken to have this compound form, this intermediate form. So if you look at this intermediate, you may think that after a few steps, we will have the hydrolysis and we will have the carboxylic acid formed as our desired product. So this is in the acid catalyzed hydrolysis of the nitriles. Now let us discuss the base catalyzed hydrolysis of the nitriles. Again, as we have been discussing many times, we will end up to the carboxylate salt, and then upon acidic workup, we may get the carboxylic acid. In the mechanism, now there is no acid, so no protonation, but the nucleophilic attack of the hydroxide to this nitric carbon, and as a result, this pi bond will be broken, and we will have this nitrogen anion here, and then it will protonate with the water to have this imine formed, which is again very reactive. So it will be immediately attacked by the hydroxide that has been just formed to have another intermediate. And here, this N negative, this amide ion, will protonate from the water to have this intermediate, which has the NH2 and OH on the same carbon. And then we will have the oxyanion formed, and this oxyanion will push the NH2 group of the system. But we have one more alternate possible, that since this is the base catalyzed mechanism, base is present, so the other alcohol will also be abstracted, will also be deprotonated to have this dianion. We may get the dianion if we have the high concentration of base present. However, if we do not have the high concentration of base present, we will not have the dianion, rather we will have the monoanion. Anyways, whether we have the dianion or the monoanion, this NH2 group has to leave the system to have the carboxylate ion formed, and then this upon the acidic workup will give us the desired carboxylic acid group formed. So these are some examples. For example, and this, when treated with this sulfuric acid at temperature, we will get this carboxylic acid formed. And also we may have the base catalyzed hydrolysis of nitrile when treated with the sodium hydroxide. upon the acidic workup, this C triple bond N will convert into C double bond O and OH in the moderate yield for the carboxylic acid. So now let us discuss the reactions in summary, which we have discussed in our lecture. Starting from the acid chloride, if we add water, we will get the acid, carboxylic acid. If we add alcohol to the acid chloride, we will get the ester. If we add the carboxylic acid, we will get the acid anhydride. If we add the amine to the acid chloride, we will get the amide. So you could see acid chloride being very reactive in nature. Whatever the nucleophile you add, it will replace the chlorine. Further reactions for the acid chloride, if you treat with the reducing agent such as lithium aluminum hydride, you will get the primary alcohol. However, if you tone down the reactivity of lithium aluminum hydride by replacing the lithium aluminum hydride with lithium tri-tertiary butoxy aluminum hydride, it will not give you the primary alcohol but the aldehyde. Because even in the reaction with the lithium aluminum hydride, first of all this acid chloride will convert into the aldehyde, and then this aldehyde will convert into the alcohol. However, with the milder version, the reaction may stop at the intermediate level to have the aldehyde formed. And if we treat with the Grignard reagent or organolithium, we will end up to the tertiary alcohol. It is quite expected because the first equivalent will give us the ketone, because this R prime will come here and we will have the chlorine replaced ketone, but the reaction will not stop at this level, and we will go further beyond, and the second mole will attack to ketone to have this tertiary alcohol group formed. And if we activate this acid chloride with aluminum chloride to form the acylamine and then treat with the benzene, we have this acylated benzene form, which is called the Friedel-Crafts acylation reaction. We have discussed under the heading of chemistry of benzene. Now let us discuss the summary of the reactions of the acid anhydrides, which we have discussed. The first reaction is the hydrolysis of the acid anhydride into the corresponding carboxylic acids. When we treat with the alcohol, we have the ester group formed from one portion of this acid anhydride, and when we treat the amine, we have the amide group formed from the one portion of the acid anhydride. Now let us discuss the summary of the reactions of the esters. The first reaction is the hydrolysis of the ester um, for to have the carboxylic acid formed. This is the acid catalyzed. We may also have the base catalyzed, but in the base catalyzed, we will have to use the acid in the second step to produce the final desired product, that is the carboxylic acid. And if we take some alcohol, so we may have this trans esterification reaction, because we had the ester, we have the ester. Our starting material was some other ester, our product is some other ester. The difference is, if you see, this is OR prime, this is O double R prime. So where has this O double R prime come from? This has come from some other alcohol. Suppose this is OMe, that is methyl ester. This one, this R prime is methyl, and when we treat with ethanol, we will have OET in replacement of OMe. So one ester has been converted into the another ester. The process name is trans esterification. When we treat with the amine, we have the amide form. When we treat with the Grignard reagent or organolithium, again we have the tertiary alcohol formed. And this has the same discussion as we discussed in the case of acid chloride. The first step will be the formation of the ketone, but the reaction will not stop here. Rather, the ketone is more reactive than the starting material. So the second mole of Grignard reagent or organolithium will convert the ketone into the tertiary alcohol. And upon the reduction, we have the primary alcohol formed. And remember, to reduce the ester, we have to use the lithium aluminum hydride. That is a strong reducing agent, because if we use the sodium borohydride, it will not reduce the ester, because the sodium borohydride is specific for the aldehyde and ketone. But lithium aluminum hydride also reduces the ester or the nitrile along with the aldehyde and ketone, being more reducing strength in nature, in nature. If we use the diabel, the another reducing agent, which is milder version, so we will not have the primary alcohol, but we will get the aldehyde group formed. We have already discussed these reactions when we were discussing the chemistry of aldehydes. Now let's discuss the summary of the reactions of the amide. When we hydrolyze, whether in acidic condition or in basic condition, uh, we have the carboxylic acid formed, and this is the first reaction. And if we reduce the amide with the lithium aluminum hydride, we have the amine formed. Overall, we have this double bond oxygen removed and two CH bonds formed. And if we dehydrate, we will have the nitrile group formed. This is only possible when we have the primary amide, because this H and this O will give water as a byproduct to have this C triple bond. And but if we have some alkyl group here, whether the secondary amide or the tertiary amide, then there will be no dehydration possible. Now let's discuss the summary of the reactions of the nitriles. Nitrile, upon the hydrolysis, whether the acidic or basic, will give us the carboxylic acid. The only difference is that in the basic medium we have to use the acidic workup at the end. And if we treat with the lithium and tertiary butoxy, tri-tertiary butoxy aluminum hydride or diabel, we will end up to the aldehyde level. But if we use the lithium aluminum hydride, which is a stronger reducing agent, we will have the primary amine form. So you could see with the change in the nature of the reducing agent, we have different products. For the lithium aluminum hydride, we have the primary amine, but for the diabel, we have the aldehyde. And if we treat with organolithium or the organomagnesium, followed by the workup, we will have the ketone as the product. So that's all for the reactions of synthesis and reactions of the carboxylic acid derivatives. So now we have discussed the whole range of reactions of aldehydes, ketones, carboxylic acids, acid chlorides, acid anhydride, esters, amides, and nitriles. So all links will be provided to you in the description. And with this, we have ended in studying the chemistry of the carbonyl compounds, and whether they are aldehyde, ketone, or carboxylic acids or their derivatives. So now in further videos, we will discuss the aldol reactions, where we will learn how enols are made and enolates are made and how they are attacked. And then we will advance ourselves for the Michael additions, that is the 1,4 addition. And then we will go for the Mannich reaction, then Robinson annihilation reactions, etc. So thank you for watching.